Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So I've had something happen here that's a little weird. In all my years of doing this, I've never had this happen before. Pressed the bearing on the bottom side here. Let me zoom back out a little bit. I pressed the bearing on the bottom side here, flipped it over, everything's great. Pressed this bearing on, flipped it over, pressed it on. When I was lifting this off of the press, I heard a bink. Well, I thought maybe it was the press shifting because it was a little cold and we were going through the spring change and things are warming up. Well, that wasn't the case. Let me zoom back down here. Right here, some of you may have already spotted it. Right there, that little piece broke out of the side of the race. So, alright, no big deal, need a new bearing. But I was like, maybe there was a burr on my sleeve that I used to press it. Found nothing. I noticed the side of the differential here, the bearing seating surface was clean. So all I can figure was it was a bad bearing. For whatever the reason, it either had a crack in it or a nick in it, and the pressure of pushing on it made it let go. So I don't know if it cracked all the way through or not, but I got to put a new bearing on. So here's the new bearing. I called the guys at Fabcraft and told them what was going on, and they were most helpful in expediting another bearing to me. And I gotta say, excellent customer service with these guys. I've only had two questions. So I had a question a little while back, and then this happened. Excellent customer service. If you're doing one of these 9.3s or anything else that they may be doing, I wouldn't have any qualms at all about dealing with them. And that book I'm using, I will show you a picture of that when we actually go back to the assembly videos. But for right now, I've got to get this off. And my bearing splitter isn't wide enough to go over the ring gear here. As a matter of fact, it's still in the truck because I was carrying it around with me studying at lunch how I was going to make it wider without ruining it. And I don't have a wider one, and nobody that I know has a wider one. So I was looking online and I found something at Harbor Freight. Nobody's sponsoring this video like usual. This is just me doing what I do. Let me get a spot cleared off here. I was looking on Harbor Freight's site and I had forgot that they have these. And it's a 10-ton 3-drawed hydraulic puller. This is for industrial applications. But my thing is, what can we do with it automotive-wise? Comes with extra seals, so that tells me that you have to work on it from time to time. But it's got more than enough stuff to pull, I do believe, and get this bearing off. So all it is a jack. Let me get it out of here. And as you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. It's a jack. On a pulling base. Big Acme thread, good size threads. And you can set it up in a 2-jaw or a 3-jaw configuration. It might be a little big for what we're going to do with it, but we're going to find out in a minute. And then the ram comes out the bottom here and does the pushing. So I'm hoping this will do what I need it to do. If not, I'm going to have to make a bigger split puller. So give me just a second to get this thing set up and we'll go from there. Okay, so I put the splitter on. I got the little press set up, and now we're going to see what it can do with it. And it's going to pull it right off. And there we go. Now this thing's a little unruly to handle. but it just did what I needed it to do. So I'm gonna roll this back here, set it down on the cardboard. Now I set it up in a 2-jaw configuration for this job, and it just did it quite well. And I can think of a few other applications that I could have used this for in the past. We'll take this thing apart and clean it. Not that I got it dirty, but I like to wipe them down before I put them away. See, that's another good use for these little aluminum wheel bearing and race installers. You can use them. The aluminum's the strongest steel by the pound. So if you stack them up, they make a good solid base to push on. And you've already got a chamfer in there, so it doesn't really mess it up. I mean, I wouldn't go crazy on it, but it's just another, as you've heard me say if you've been following the channel, as you've heard me say, you know, what else can I do with my tool safely besides what it's meant to do? Well, this is a good example of that. I just used this to eat up the space to make up for this being quite a bit larger than it needed to be for the application. And I need to clean my bench off. It's a mess. So we stand this back up, close it back up, and it's ready to put it back in its box. They have a smaller, I tell you, after using this, I think the next time I go to the harbor, I may buy the 5-ton version. This is the 10-ton, and that was just quite helpful. So there you go. We'll get back on putting that together. Probably one more episode of that, and then I'll get into putting the brakes on it and the housing and all that. Until next time, thanks for watching. Practice your skills, learn a new one. Either way, turn them into craftsmanship. You never know how far they'll take you. This has been Fab Race Mod Repeat. Have a great day.